Welcome back to Ahoy Arena in Rotterdam, Holland in the 2010 World Gymnastics Championships. We are moving to the first event final for women. And right out of the gate, we're going to see three-time world medalist on the vault, Alicia Sacramone. Those 3 medals, though, none of them were gold, Tim.
No, they weren't. And I tell you, it has been all about redemption for her. Remember in Beijing, she had problems. Many thought she cost the team the gold medal. But she's great here.
Oh, crazy. That was high.
Never have I seen a woman
determined.
Just ginormous height.
There it is. We got a ginormous out of him.
Remember, it's the event finals. 2 vaults, 2 different vaults. Scores are averaged.
The only problem is that little slide back on the landing. Alicia has really struggled on getting a perfect stick. If she could do that, it would just be the whole deal.
2 vaults in event finals. Score for the first one, a 15.4.
And you see the difficulty. That was worth a 6.3. Now, the second vault she's planning to do is a 5.8. We have been seeing many of this style of vault.
But watch how clean she is. That you really don't see that from many of the other competitors. Legs are pasted together, toes pointed.
A stick would be good.
Wow, it was a fantastic vault. Like I said, just perfect form, but once again, that slide back on the landing. Look at the legs there and the toes.
Very pretty.
Beautiful.
Very pretty. One of the cleanest in the air. It's just those dreaded landings. I tell you what, if Alicia could stick this vault, nobody does it like that.
How critical are those landings? Because really where she lost it coming in second qualifier into the event finals was the difficulty. So she really needs to be perfect on those, doesn't she?
Yeah, because Mustafina actually has more difficult vaults than Alicia Sacramone. Still to come.
Vault number 2 is a 15.0 for an average of 15.2 and obviously puts her in first place, but a lot of gymnastics yet to come on the vault. For Switzerland, Aurelia Kaeslin is our second vaulter.
She has been here before.
She actually won a silver medal at the last World Championships on vault.
Butterflies are her good luck charm.
Yeah, and she is going to perform the same 2 vaults that we saw from Alicia. And very nice.
The chest was a little low.
Yeah, a little bit low on the landing, and maybe her hips are a bit too closed in the air.
So watch right here. You can see her chest falls down, and it's, you know, it's there for a significant time. She really needs to get that chest up in the air, but the position, the pike, judges might question that.
Should that score higher than Alicia?
No, it won't score higher than Alicia's.
And you are correct, 15.166 for her first vault. And Elfie, if butterflies are her lucky charm, she should win the gold medal because she is covered.
Completely.
Quite a unique leotard. I don't think I've seen one quite like that before.
It does stand out, pretty colors.
She's very well known in Switzerland. Actually was the Swiss Sportswoman of the Year after all of her accomplishments.
And she was at the American Cup earlier this year as well. Very, very lovely young lady. Same problems, eh?
Yeah, really. She did the exact same thing. On the landing, her chest is way down.
It looked like that right foot was over the line, too.
And, you know, I think she's more powerful than that, where she doesn't have to land quite that low.
She just rushes it. You know, she doesn't really finish her block on the table. Watch right here. She kind of collapses a little bit there instead of rebounding.
You could see that
off of the
left arm, didn't you? It kind of bent in. She just really didn't get the push that she needed. Sweet lady, though. Really great to talk to.
Seems happy, has a smile on her face, and that will put her obviously in second, 14.783. The question is it good enough to stay on the podium, especially with the likes of Alia Mustafina from Russia, the golden girl of these World Championships, already has 2 under her belt, has qualified for every event final. Elfie, can she win 4 golds on 4 events?
Oh, watch out. If anyone thinks she can, it's her.
Yeah, she does. She does. But I don't think she can win 4 gold. She can certainly win gold here. Like we said, her vault, first vault, is very difficult, the most difficult being done in the competition. And just like she does every single time.
She drops out of the rafters on that. That was huge.
It's amazing because this is a vault that really is going to be key for this young lady and anyone else that's trying to catch her. I mean, this just shoots her so far ahead of the rest of the field, but that step on the landing.
And she's a little bit messy in the air. There's no question. Look at the legs. They're apart, they're a little bend. But it starts from a 16.5.
How excruciating is it for Sacramone as we see the first score, 15.733, huge. How excruciating is it for Sacramone to sit and just watch?
It's horrible. You know, she scored only a 15.4 on her first vault, so the only way she comes out with the gold if there's a problem here. And we've seen 0 problems from Mustafina so far at these Worlds.
6.1 is what she is planning to do. That's the difficulty. So the maximum, remember, add 10.0, and that's 16.1 if it's perfect.
Very different vault.
I couldn't tell if that right foot was just outside of that line or right on that line.
No, I think that it was definitely over the line. What she flashed for, you flash a number and that tells the judges what vault you're doing. She flashed that she was going to do this vault in the laid out position.
Let's see.
And I don't know about that.
No.
I don't know about that.
That was a little bit too piked, I'd say.
We will find out what the judges thought of that vault when we return for more vault finals in Rotterdam. The waiting game for Alicia Sacramone continues, but it just got a little bit easier. She overcame a huge hurdle. The score for Mustafina from Russia, 14.4 on her second vault for an average of 15.066, which puts her in second. That's huge. Her teammate Tatiana Nabieva, next up on vault.
Super hard vault as well.
I'm not quite sure she got that all the way around, but it was close.
Didn't seem like it had quite the pop that Mustafina.
A little messy in the air as well, and that's sort of what she's known for. I mean, it's a very difficult vault, no question about it. Blind landing, that makes it all the more difficult. But see there, the form errors, you know, you can't ignore that at all. See, it's...
Her chest should be completely straight and forward. Her entire body should be facing away from the vaulting table when she lands, and that wasn't even close.
No.
Has shades of Cheng Fei 2005.
Yeah.
They did the same thing, which she was a little short, and I know they devalued it then. It would be interesting to see if they do it.
Yeah, that would be a huge deal. That would take her start value from a 16.5 possible to a 15.8. So that is a big shot.
Alicia anxiously awaits, along with Tatiana, and there's a score, and you guys are right on 15.8 or 5.8 difficulty and a 14.733.
I'm impressed, but you know what? The judges needed to do that.
That's a gutsy move for the judges, isn't it?
So.
That's a huge hit.
So many times we don't see them do that. But it's the World Championships, it's the event finals.
Her second vault, the same that we saw from Mustafina. She'll do a half turn onto the board, then a half turn onto the table, leave the horse, and do a front flip with a full twist.
Ooh, gosh. Makes me nervous when you see those landings.
You know, I think that was better than Mustafina's, actually. It was a little bit cleaner. Not quite sure that she was any straighter in the air as well. Doesn't matter what you flash on the scoreboard for your vault. It matters.
we need a translator right now because there's got to be some interesting conversations going on between those three.
I love the drama. It's fun.
Some good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Alicia probably very thankful that twist didn't quite make it all the way around.
Well, you know, Tatiana had such a rough day in the individual all-around competition. You remember that terrible fall she took on the balance beam.
How is this body position in the air? You talked about Mustafina being piked. Is that straight enough?
It's not. When we say piked, we mean bent in the hips, bent over. And she is bent over, and that's a
Yeah,
yikes.
I didn't like that landing.
Pretty locked-legged, which sends the shiver up the coach's spine because huge injuries can occur when you do that.
Blind landing, one of the more difficult vaults to land. It's such a close-knit group of gals. They're all on the floor. Where are Alicia's teammates? Look at all of them. They all came out.
They're all calculating the score in their head themselves. What are they doing?
Gosh, she seems so emotional, doesn't she? Just getting to know this new team that has resurrected.
The Russians hoping for a chance, and they are not happy, which would indicate that did not get the score they were hoping for and is not going to be a third gold medal for the Russian women's team. Score is in 14.733 for Tatiana. Overall, a 14.599, not enough to overtake Alicia Sacramone. Diana Maria Chelaru from Romania next.
She had qualified 8th coming into these event finals. The very popular Yurchenko double twist. But of course the challenge here for Diana is she has to perform an entirely different second vault.
And this is good, you know, but you see the legs coming apart and it's just not really all that powerful. She's not one of those super dynamic vaulters. She just can't. It's very hard when you're as tiny and petite as she is to generate that force.
When the vault is taller than you, Tim, it's a little tough. Ah, yes.
Here we go.
The 5th event in women's gymnastics, filing the protest. Is that what's happening right here, I assume?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Get it.
Vault 1, 14.7 for Chelaru.
Well, I was just going to say, I was very curious as to what her second vault was going to be, and you can see the start value was a 4.8. That's a very, very low difficulty level.
That's not a ball you see too often at the World Championships.
No, she actually can do a handspring front with a full, but which would have been a little bit higher, but you come to the table with that 4.8 or 14.8 maximum score, and you are not going to finish on the podium at the World Championships.
Well, remember, Octavian Bellew has come back as the head coach. He is now running the show once again after 5 years. He's taking this team and hoping to rebuild and move them to greater success for next year's World Championships and obviously towards 2012. So,
and I think he will. I think he will. He's also teamed with Mariana Bitang.
The top 3 will not change. Average of 14.066 for Chelaru. She puts her in 6th place. The top 3 are Sacramone, Mustafina, and Kaeslin. Coming into our last vaulter, Jade Barbosa from Brazil.
And she has been out of the picture for a little while. Injured in 2009. This is her comeback year.
She was 7th at vault in the Beijing Olympic Games. She, in the past, has performed the same vault we saw from Mustafina. Just a double twist here today. But pretty clean.
Of course, this is what she's known for back in 2008. She was one of the athletes that everybody was really watching. It was a surprise being from Brazil, one of their great all-around gymnasts. It was a shame when we didn't see her last year at the World Championships.
Seeing how her first vault was Sacramone's second vault, can she threaten the top athletes on this event at all.
I don't think so. I mean, certainly if you compare that vault to Alicia's second vault, yeah, it's not even all that close, actually.
But not bad.
So
yeah, not bad at all, yeah.
Saw the first score, 14-9, 3-3. Chance to steal a bronze medal, maybe?
Yeah, not out of the question. Got to land on your feet.
Oh, nice job.
Very nice.
Nice job. Coach is happy.
Looked like she could have added a twist to that.
Yeah, that looked really easy for her. Nice to see her back at the World Championships.
Boy, though, it would be amazing if Alicia Sacramone comes back from time off
2 years
after the Olympic Games and wins the World Championships on vault.
On the event she's coveted for 4 years. Longer, 5 years.
Well, and remember last year at the World Championships, Kayla Williams won vault, came out of nowhere and won a gold medal.
And this would be the first one for the United States at these World Championships. For some, that would be a shock if they did not win a gold medal at a World Championships, as strong as they are.
Well, the Brazilian camp is happy, that's for sure. She may very well be on the podium as well. Oh,
I would say it's enough.
Isn't that great?
And it is. Barbosa sneaks into that third spot, and Alicia Sacramone has done what she's longed to do for a long time, and that's a gold medal on the vault. Doing her best Usain Bolt impression. All grins for Sacramone, but is it over? I mean, we saw the Russian coach, and there's Mustafina, and she's usually all smiles so far this week, and
she's not happy.
That was a serious glare, but it might not be over. The Russian coaches are still working on this.
My guess is they're not just protesting Mustafina. They're also doing Nabieva. Because this is Nellie Kim. She is the president of what's called the technical committee.
Wish my Russian was a little better.
We're going to have to go off body language there. It didn't look like she was too convinced at the moment, but a lot of people holding their breath in the arena, including Alicia Sacramone, although she
It's the European way, Alicia.
yucking it
Both
up
sides.
with the Russians. Now he's working on the president of the FIG, Bruno Grandi, hoping that he can go right to the top.
No, it's Mr. Rodienka. It was piked, and her hip angle at one point was close to 90 degrees.
You got to try, though.
Bruno doesn't look like he's having it at all.
30 seconds later.
He's determined.
I think I heard unacceptable.
Not for her.
Yeah, very acceptable. The gold medal for the United States and Alicia Sacramone. But what would be a World Championships without a little bit of a controversy? Men's pommel horse finals is coming up next from Rotterdam.
Gymnasts and coaches, we have the official ranking.
Today,
2010 World Gymnastics Championships, Rotterdam, Holland. We move to the women's uneven bar event finals. And this young lady is the first name in awesome bars. Kaeslin, defending world champion, defending Olympic gold medalist on this event. If she hits, can anybody beat her, Tim and Elfie?
No.
Yeah, I would say definitely not.
She has owned this apparatus since 2008. And she's amazing. Just amazing.
We have two Americans in this final as well, Bross and Sloan, who we will see later on.
But really, her whole routine revolves around all of these combinations, and then she'll do two huge release moves in a row. Oh,
Never gets old, does it?
every
It's
time you
exceptional.
see it.
Gosh, that's just amazing, exceptional, very hard.
Another one here.
Oh!
Well, I don't want to be the jinx, but we did say she had to hit to win, and Even with a high start value, that's too much to
No,
overcome.
she's, yeah, that's it. That's a point right there. And that is going to take her most likely out of the medals. Very uncharacteristic, and 2 steps on the landing.
Are there 7 girls in this event final right now that are going, I got a chance?
There are.
Absolutely.
There are.
Including her teammate who's up next.
Boy, I think that release sequence she did off the top was, I think, the best I've ever seen her do it.
You know, and we talked about in the first day of competition in the team event how difficult it is. She's obviously grown and, you know, still doing that quality, that level of gymnastics. I mean, her bars really haven't changed much at all.
You could see the tears starting to flow already. Unfortunately, very disappointing for her.
At that point, she knows it really doesn't matter. She just wants to get off the bars and get consoled a little bit on the sidelines.
So sad.
Currently first place, but it will not be for the defending world champion Huang. But the door is now open. Huang from China, her teammate. Golden opportunity, literally.
She's had some inconsistencies herself in this competition.
But she qualified in second behind Huang. So the door is really open, and Rebecca Bross kind of stole a bronze medal in the all-round from her. So she is looking for some medal here.
It's just amazing how much work is being done on that one bar, and I keep saying eventually they'll make their way down to the low bar.
But that was great so far, fantastic.
Oh my goodness!
I can't.
Oh,
I'm going to try to get Elfie back in her seat.
My!
That was shocking.
Ouch!
What happened? I have absolutely no idea.
This is like on the easy stuff
mean-
too. Oh,
Wow, and that looked violent on impact.
That's amazing because it really, I don't know how
is
she
that?
just did that.
my goodness!
Well, that's it for China.
Yep.
Shocking. I was going to say it's shocking not to have seen them on the top of the podium yet in this event finals, and if any event was theirs to win, it was this one.
I just don't understand why she lets go with her hand. Her right hand, she picks it up. See right here, she just picks it up off the bar. I don't
Weird.
know if she thought
That
that she
was
didn't
weird.
have a good grip on the bar, and
Like she tried to
needed-
slide her hand over.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy is she does all this difficult stuff. You
Yeah.
know, gets through it all. She's on her way back up to the high bar. And like, I cannot tell you how simple of a skill that was. What a
Still a
shame.
14-4, which
Oh.
for a lot of teams, that's a pretty good score, but with some good gymnasts yet to come, it's probably not going to happen.
my
Huang
goodness.
clearly still broken up about her mistake on the uneven bars. That door, it's not wide open at this point. It's ripped off its hinges for this young lady, a former world champion on this event. Beth Tweddle, can she walk through the door and
Easily.
take what is just waiting for somebody to grab?
Well, she has been a machine in Rotterdam, routine after routine in training.
And you know, last year at the World Championships, Beth did not qualify on uneven bars. She actually won the world title on floor. She said, I got it all wrong.
Look
this
at
year,
this
I got it right.
Look at the release combination,
It's
and she'll do many of them.
and the execution. She just glues her legs together.
Watch this. Down to the low bar. I don't know why, but when I see Beth on bars, I want to talk in a British accent. I want to see.
Go, Beth!
That was wonderful.
Don't hold back, Tim. That was wonderful. She has such an aggressive style. She reminds me a little bit of Bross in that she just
Yeah, let me at it. She's 25 years old.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Go get him, Beth. My goodness.
Just super tough stuff. She'll grab in a mixed grip, turn around, and then watch this transition to the low bar. Crazy.
Do you think Beth is just a little excited about the Olympics taking place in her homeland? Wonder if she can hang on for another 2 years.
Well, she sure looks like she can.
She would be 27
It's amazing.
at those Olympics, which would be
a lot of credit to this
amazing
young lady. Superior gymnastics.
Certainly going to put her in first place, I would assume.
No question.
Question's going to be, is it going to be enough to fend off the likes of Mustafina and Bross? 15.733 when we return. Bross, Mustafina, and Sloan.
If you were
For the 2009 World All-Around Champion Bridget Sloan, these World Championships in Rotterdam have not represented what they did last year, but here is a golden opportunity for her to capitalize on some of the mistakes of the favorites and can I say steal a medal on this event final?
She'll have to work very, very hard for it. Her start value is much lower than many of the other women in this field, but she'll have to be as clean as possible, near perfect.
And this is the combination right here to the low bar. Most tricky in her routine. Did it very well. A little bit of a leg separation on that transition to the low bar.
Of course, the last thing that the judges see is the dismount. That's a stick.
Well, Elfie, you said the start value was low, but she maximized everything she could, it seemed like, out of that routine.
Just about the best I've ever seen her do.
Remember, this was the only event that Bridget had competed on in the team finals.
Very difficult release combination, 2 in a row. Nice double laid out, good position in the air. And a stuck landing.
Get a smile from Bridget Sloan. Should be happy.
Yeah, you know, she has been really beat up for quite a while. You see that score there, 14.666. That puts her in second spot. So as of right now, she's on the podium.
It's got to be a little frustrating, though, as we see Aliyah Mustafina get ready to go, to be over a point behind when you hit a perfect routine.
Yeah. And this is a routine right here that can most definitely contend. And she's a very, I don't think unhappy is the word.
She was unhappy after all,
She's
though.
ticked off, yeah.
But she's fiery. They say that she's difficult to train.
Beautiful handstand.
Pretty combination there. But she's so light and
nice release. Does a great dismount. 1.5 twist.
oh, and that is really not characteristic of Mustafina, the 2 steps.
Very difficult, though. She's the only person I've ever seen do it on the women's side.
Yeah, it's unique. It's nice to see. It's something different.
My first reaction when I see that dismount and those 2 steps that she takes is, that's going to be the difference. Is it?
Well, yeah, you don't want to take 2 steps on your dismount at the World Championships finals, especially after Tweddle has just done an amazing bar routine. But I tell you, her handstand positions were phenomenal. Look at that right there, dead in the handstand.
Well, all her work is just so clean, easy. Take a look at this dismount, but that just we don't see that very often from her.
The score to beat is a 15.733, and a 15.6 for Mustafina will not be enough, but will put her currently on the podium ahead of Bridget Sloan. Next up, Elizabeth Seitz from Germany.
She actually does one of the coolest elements in the competition. She'll do what's called a def, named after a French gymnast.
It's a crazy skill.
Very difficult.
But very exciting.
Right here, 1.5 twists.
Oh!
Ouch. Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad because she can do that really well. Once again, like the Chinese, you have a point off. And
oh my goodness.
2 points off. You are not going to factor in at all.
At this point, what do? Do you finish? You just get through it and get out of dodge, or
yeah, you have to. It's the World Championships, the event finals. You made it here for a reason, and sadly, it hasn't worked out for her. But finish off this routine. Really a shame because this release element is clearly very, very difficult. Good thing the coach was right there.
It's surprising because it's almost like she just didn't reach out for the bar. It doesn't look that far. It's not. Yeah. She just didn't reach out enough to grab it.
It was a good thing, Alfie, that the coach was right there to watch her fall onto the floor, because I don't think she did anything, and she is not feeling well. It's got to be a combination of disappointment and a little bit of pain, I would imagine. That's a long way down.
Oh.
And speaking of emotional pain, Kaeslin is still grasping with the reality that it's not going to be a gold medal. But for Beth Tweddle, awesome performance from her, and she will certainly hold on to that top spot for the time being. The German women not quite as stout as the German men. As we see the score, only a 10.466 for Seitz. Why is that? Is there something that it's just not the depth of the German men's team?
Yeah, you know, it's all in the program. You know, they just have a more sophisticated program on the men's side.
2 women left in this event final. Porgras from Romania next.
Anna qualified 7th for the finals, and one thing that has impressed us is she's actually a Romanian athlete that can swing bars. This isn't super difficult, but she looks very nice up there.
Beautiful release. My take, she is the best ever Romanian on bars from what I've seen. She would be hard-pressed to factor into the medals, but another super clean routine from Porgras.
The top 3 currently, Tweddle, Mustafina, and Sloan precariously hanging on to that 3rd spot.
Well, Porgras actually has a little bit of a higher start value, a little bit more difficulty than compared to Sloan.
See the legs come apart a little bit in the air, though.
And those are the things that the judges will factor in. That would be the difference.
Gonna be close.
14.6, not quite enough. Puts her in 4th place. Sloan, by the skin of her teeth, is hanging on to that 3rd spot, but she's gonna have to survive her teammate Rebecca Bross, who still is yet to come. There's the top 2. There's Mustafina and Tweddle. And Rebecca Bross from the United States trying to add to her medal count.
And I love her style on uneven bars. I just love it. It is
aggressive.
All out, 100%. Very similar to Beth Tweddle's. Had a fall on her 3rd event in the all-around. Fought back to claim that bronze medal.
But this event has been very consistent for Rebecca.
Big release here. Well, this is great. You know, she's lived for 1 full year of the memory of having a world all-around title in her pocket and giving it away to her teammate, Bridget Sloan.
Fantastic. Oh, wow, a smile.
That is a very rare smile. That was really good.
Shake his hand. I'm going to give you a hug. Good job. Good job.
And this could be amazing because, you know, sitting in third right now, Bridget Sloan, Rebecca Bross could quite possibly knock her teammate off the podium, literally.
Rebecca was just on fire in this routine. Every time I looked at those release skills, I thought they're just a little bit higher. There's a little bit more power all around. It looked cleaner.
Being spotted by her coach, Valery Lukin, father and dad of Olympic champion Nastia Lukin.
And there's her score, 15.066, does move her into the top spot, so she takes back a medal that was Sloan's. And there's your champion, Beth Tweddle, your silver medalist, Mustafina. And the top three, Tweddle, Mustafina, and Bross, Sloan just outside of the medals. One more event final when we return to Rotterdam.
Marathons don't.
Sacramone knows better than anyone that the balance beam is the event that can break your heart and ruin your dreams more than any other. We saw her in Beijing with that heartbreaking fall. How important is it for her to get redemption, to continue to get redemption on this event in particular?
Well, you said it, continue to get redemption, because she's already got it. She's got a world championship gold medal from the event finals the day prior on vaulting.
And it's starting off very well for her. I really believe that that's one of the reasons why Alicia has made this comeback. A gold medal, not just at a world championship. She's looking for a bigger gold, an Olympic Games gold. Who would have ever thought, Tim, we'd be talking about Alicia being the beam worker that she's become? It's remarkable, actually.
Yeah, this has been rock solid.
She is being driven today. It's a disadvantage, I have to say, being up first. Have to sit back and watch your other competitors.
Well, she did it yesterday and won the gold. So far, this has been fantastic. I don't think she has the highest start value in the field.
She seems so deliberate and confident.
Yeah, where are the mistakes? I don't see them.
This is, so far, the best beam routine she has ever put on stage. What a way to round out her world championships.
Wow, that was phenomenal.
Redemption continues to be served up by Alicia Sacramone. And
it's a great moment for her. She's like, take that, you young girls.
Yeah, Elfie, you said it. She has never been better, as her coach, Mihai Brestjan, says the same thing to her, I'm sure. This is her dismount, or actually one of her acrobatic elements in combination.
Everything was just so on, precise, clean. I have to say, the choreography, I mean, the other side of the score, besides the difficulty, is the execution, and it was spot on. I didn't see any problems there whatsoever. Really beautifully done. Well done.
Gets another kiss from Mihai. That doesn't happen too often.
That's so happy.
Alfie, you mentioned the young girls. The two gold medalists from yesterday's event finals for the women. Average age is almost 24 years old, which is very unusual. There's a 15.066, sets the standard on the balance beam, does Alicia Sacramone, but a lot of girls yet to come.
Did you see the execution score?
I don't get that.
I don't know what it takes to break a 9.0 these days, but that's very strict.
I thought that one did.
Very strict.
Lauren Mitchell from Australia is next up.
Lauren has a great beam set. I'll tell you what I like about this lady. She has originality, variety, skills that are all her own, and she does everything so well. Clean, neat. First test right here.
Great. She won a silver on this at last year's World Championships, but has had a string of injuries in 2010. Broken hand. Watch this here, though. This is cool. 3 times around.
So risky. Isn't that great?
Incredibly risky.
But she's willing to take that risk, and it sets her apart. I think it's great.
Little bit of a bobble there.
Lauren has, in fact, just made her comeback, Tim. She was at the Commonwealth Games just a few weeks ago. Many thought that Peggy Liddick, the head coach from Australia, was putting this team through a lot of competition.
Well, she really has looked great the entire competition.
You wouldn't know it that she's been to 2 major international events within the month. Just her dismount. She's a nice athlete.
So 2 athletes in on this balance beam final and 2 great routines so far.
Yep. I have to say, though, that I preferred Alicia Sacramone's. I think it was a little more definite. And I think it was a little bit less errors. You see that tiny little hop. You got to take a 1/10 of a point. If you hop.
And they have been doing that. They've been doing that in certain areas, floor. Wow, look at the control.
I'm not sure she'll be too happy with that shot of her foot, but
one more time here.
But the balance that it takes to do a skill like this, I mean, sometimes that is more difficult than any of those huge acrobatic flips that they're performing. Nice beam set, but I agree with you, Tim. I think in the execution, doesn't compare to Alicia Sacramone.
Score for Lauren Mitchell. She needs better than a 15.066 to overtake Alicia Sacramone. A 15.2 will put her in first place. Will she become the first Australian female gymnast to win a world championship? We'll find out when we return.
The World Championships are in full swing.
One word, awesome. All I got to do is land on my feet.
Rebecca Bross for the United States next up on the balance beam. Currently Mitchell from Australia in first, Sacramone in second. How important would a gold medal be to this young lady here on this event?
Well, considering she hasn't won one yet, I think it would be huge, and especially from the all-around competition. She had a nasty fall on this event. She would like to take that back as well.
Shades of Lauren Mitchell right there. Only one time around, though. And this is where she fell in the all-around. Very difficult.
That's more like it.
No, that's perfect. That was amazing.
This is usually what we see from Rebecca, this type of beam work. Very sure of herself, aggressive, has a quick pace.
Remember, she has been battling a shin injury the entire World Championships. Hasn't gotten to do the numbers that she is typically accustomed to. Small little balance check there.
And for someone like her, that can be a problem because she's used to putting in a lot of numbers in the gym. She had to settle for less while training here in Rotterdam.
Once again, that little tiny hop.
The judges can take those away if they want to. See how they're feeling today.
Big dismount. It's called a Patterson.
Beautiful.
Oh, you know,
That step.
I thought she had
should be
that.
replaying that.
I thought she had that.
I've heard a lot from you guys during this competition. Best I've ever seen her do. Is this another best you've ever seen her do? That was
Yeah, pretty much so. I've seen her land the dismount better, but that was a great exercise also.
Well, you could see it in her eyes before she mounted the beam. Had the close-up of those eyes. She was ready to attack. There's the skill that she fell on in the all-around competition. Not today, no way. Beautiful.
A medal here for Bras would be her 4th at these World Championships. A gold would represent her 1st world title.
Here was that dismount, the only place. And it really looks, oh, just bend your knees a little bit longer. Keep reaching forward with your arms to kind of counterbalance you. Very difficult.
Blind landing.
Named after Olympic gold medalist in the all-around, Carly Patterson.
15.233 will move her ahead of Mitchell into 1st place. A lot of gymnastics yet to come on this event, but currently she sits in the top spot. Here's a look at Mitchell, who realizes it's not meant to be on this event, but she will have another chance on the floor final. This is Anna Porgras from Romania.
She can be dangerous. She qualified 1st getting into these finals, and as we know, she is beautiful on balance beam. Follows a rich tradition of Romanian gymnastics. Many gymnasts before her that have won titles here. Oops.
There we go. This is big. All the way across the beam. Oh, little bit of a balance check. Beautiful.
Love the way she moves on the balance beam, and my eyes are just sort of zoomed in on those arms, and very balletic look to her gymnastics.
Another great beam routine right here. Wow. Dismount.
She gave away a lot of little deductions, it seemed like, that we didn't see from a Bras.
Teeny tiny little deductions that can add up. Absolutely.
Yeah, there certainly were, but I have to tell you that the rhythm in the exercise is really probably the best. Just beautiful. Everything flows together.
Look at this skill. Love that. Risky, beautifully executed. Loses sight of the balance beam. That's tough. You guys try that. And the dismount, but take a look here. Just a little short. Another step. We'll see what the judges decide to do with all those little teeny tiny mistakes.
I think she had 3 of them in the exercise.
And from the reaction of the Romanian delegation, you can tell she has done it. Moved into 1st place at 15.366. So it is not to be for Rebecca Bras. She will not get her 1st world title here on the balance beam. Her competition at these World Championships is over. And here's a chance for China. Dang Lin Lin is next, certainly capable of pushing the medalist.
Without a doubt, she's fantastic and is the reigning world champion on this event.
And wants everyone to know it, judging by the color of her leotard today. It's bright. Here I am.
She's so cute, so tiny.
Well, I remember last year at the Worlds thinking, could she possibly fit any more difficulty in her balance beam routine?
I mean, she does this the best right here. Actually, a little bit lower than she usually does it. Kind of missed her bounce just a little bit, but still tremendous.
Just waiting a little bit too long before that skill.
Another leg lift after the landing.
I'm just not seeing a flow here. That's the problem, is we're setting up. We can totally tell every time she's setting up for a big skill. She takes a few extra moments. I think the previous routines, there's been a better movement in their routines. But it's all hard stuff.
Deng was part of China's gold medal winning team in Beijing. Will it be enough to defend her world title?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be close. It's going to be close, but I don't think she gets this here. Just too many small mistakes, but beyond that, exactly like Elfie said, there's just too many concentration pauses. It's very static. There's no rhythm to the exercise, and
Choppy.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully the judges recognize that.
She is charming, though. Just so much going on in this routine. Right there, teeny little step. Oh gosh, her feet are beat up. Doing stuff like this.
That seems like a common theme for the athletes that made the beam finals. The pedicures aren't really happening between the competitions, it looks like.
Another very difficult skill right here. Losing sight of the beam, taking some risk. That was well done.
And that right there, that's a 3-10 step, should be anyways.
Again, it needs to be better than a 15.366 to move into first place. Rebecca Bross just behind that first spot with a 15.233. As Deng waits, a 15.233 will tie her with Bross and currently puts her in a silver medal position, but we have more to come. You will be hard to find a bigger story at these World Championships than Alia Mustafina, who we just saw, won the all-around gold medal, won the team gold medal with her team from Russia, has already won 2 individual silvers and trying to add more here on the balance beam.
She is going for 5 for 5.
I was going to say, she has to be exhausted. So many routines, and they've been so great.
Oh, a little bit. She was supposed to finish that facing forward. Not a big deal, though.
But this is.
Yeah, this is an Arabian, like Bross.
Oh!
Wow.
That seemed odd.
Yeah, that almost seemed like
there wasn't much fight there.
Could have
looked
fought
like she
a little
knew.
bit longer. Maybe it was just not going to happen, and she recognized it. So without a doubt, she will not go 5 for 5 or 6 for 6. She's on floor exercise later to come.
But hasn't she been impressive?
Truly.
Hard to believe, 16 years old, first World Championships, and just the mental toughness, although we didn't see it in this routine, what she has had all week long is really incredible.
And you alluded to it, Elfie. She's done a lot of gymnastics.
A lot of
team
gymnastics.
Prelims, team finals. She did all the events, all-around finals, and then already 2 event finals. She's got to be gassed.
Yeah. Just her dismount. You have to wonder what's going through her mind right now.
Probably I'm pretty ready to go home.
I need a nap.
I want to see my mom. Oh.
Yeah, nobody even really talking to her, and she's probably not a lot you can say to her right now.
She's not looking for it.
Anna knows she's going to stay in that top spot after this routine.
Yeah, it just is really amazing to me that there wasn't a little more fight there.
I got to think sometimes on beam, though, Elfie, when you know it's just not going to happen.
Sometimes you feel it and you're like, it's on its way down. But still a lot of good gymnastics in this routine, and we're going to see her next year.
And you know, Elfie, you alluded to it. You said she's probably exhausted. Well, a friend of mine spoke with the head coach, Alexander Alexandrov, before the competition, and he said she is completely exhausted.
You could see it in her face.
Sixth place at 13.766, not to beat for Mustafina on the balance beam. Porgras is safe. One gymnast yet to go. Dementyeva from Russia. Currently, Porgras in first. A tie upon the silver medal podium with Lin and Bross from the United States.
Well, Anna qualified third for event finals. She's one of their new up-and-coming athletes with a lot of potential.
Was part of the reason why Team Russia came away with the gold medal here in Rotterdam. Oh, that's too bad.
Too bad, in a full point off, as we all know at this point. That's how severe a fall is.
She looks so young.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's a very tiny athlete as well.
Great.
She has a lot of good qualities. She's very exact in her moves. Very pretty presentation. You know, it's the experience. This is why she's here. Part of the rebuilding, which they have proved that they are for real, this Russian team.
And again, definitely
Let's go.
far too long. Wow.
I think I would take a little while for that too.
Yeah. You'd take a little while and the judges will take a little off.
Yeah. She had a little smile on her face like, you know what, I know that was a mistake, but I'm going to be back.
Anna knows it.
And Anna does. Porgras will get the first gold medal for Romania at these World Championships. Ross will tie for second with Deng Lin from China. Alicia Sacramone will finish in fifth place, just outside of the medals. Dementyeva getting some consoling from her coaches.
She'll be back. Next year will be a big year when the World Championships head to Tokyo.
It was really Anna Porgras's breakout year last year, and she is showing that she is on the way up still.
Porgras in first, Bross and Lin tie for second. Lauren Mitchell finishing just outside the medals in fourth.
It says turn right.
Our last opportunity to see the women at these World Championships, and there's the queen. Once again, we'll have a chance to go for her fifth medal, Alia Mustafina from Russia. Still kind of looks like she has that scowl left over from the balance beam performance.
Yeah, you really can see this fatigue setting in, and again, having competed so much at these World Championships, but like you said, John, the last opportunity to clinch a gold medal.
That's going to cost her right there.
She fought her way through it.
Not since 1997 has a woman qualified for all of the event finals since Svetlana Porkina. And I tell you, I love that routine though. The music, it's so whimsical and circus sounding. Yeah, it's great.
She does though. What she has is that special quality to draw you into her routine, and it's because of the music selection and the choreography, and of course, watching tumbling skills like this.
If she was running on fumes, she dug deep and certainly pulled out a great performance. Tim,
this is the only place she comes perilously close 2 times to going past that line, but you know, it's not a huge deduction. It's gonna, you know, she's gonna factor in, even though she's early on here.
You wonder why they showed that spin on one leg. She actually does a double turn, and she downgraded it to just a single. She's tired though. She's had a full week of competition, and this is a name you'll remember for next year's World Championships. Everyone will be chasing her.
Mustafa looks like she's taken the tape off her ankle for the last time at these World Championships. What a breakout competition for her. You mentioned the World Championships next year, Elfie. Certainly the Olympics, she'll be a player as well. 14.766, first place. Again, setting the standard for the rest of the field on this event final of this competition. And Sandra Izbasa, we just saw her. She is the reigning Olympic floor champion. This is her first major international competition since winning that gold medal in Beijing.
She is coming back from a very serious injury, had torn her right Achilles tendon, which is very serious, but her comeback looks fantastic as well. Whoa, that is a very big deduction. She landed both feet out of bounds. That is a half a point, 5/10. Like
can't tell.
It looked like her foot went out again.
You know, it's nice to see Sandra back at the international level of competition again. She had said in this competition it was all about the team, helping her team get back up to the podium. She didn't care about herself, but she had an easy time making these event finals. This routine, though, as you'll see in this tumbling pass, that's a big deduction when you land outside the lines.
You know, she's bigger than a lot of the other gymnasts. She's older, taller, and it makes it so hard to stay in bounds. Really, the reason why she went out there, though, was because she was crooked, didn't go straight down the diagonal.
This was the final tumbling pass.
Did she stay in?
Oh,
no, she didn't.
She's
and
out.
that's both feet. So
a
that's
lot of deductions. Look at that, 8/10.
And they nailed her, 13.983. Going to put her behind Mustafina. A world title is not in the books for Izbasa.
Is the IRS ruining your life? Our IRS...
There have been a roller coaster of emotions in Rotterdam all week, and unfortunately for Izbasa, it's a low point. But for Mustafina, she currently holds on to that top spot. Izbasa, clearly broken up, but nonetheless, she's got to be proud of her comeback, making the floor finals. Last look at the United States team. This is Ali Raisman, her first opportunity to be in an event final at a world championship.
Well, without question, the absolute best landed tumbling routine I've seen the whole time at these World Championships.
It was a nice way for Ali to end her World Championships. That was solid, and I tell you what, Tim, after watching the Olympic champion have difficulty with her landings, anything is possible.
This is very good. She does it well. It's not like a little cover-up. She really lands perfectly and jumps immediately. A beautiful triple twist.
Completely around.
You know, she qualified last, 8th place into this, but she is not gonna be last with this routine.
This is her World Championship debut.
And speaking of that, what does this do for her going forward? Is it a big boost? Is it
huge
the
boost.
confidence she needs going forward to?
How can it not be? Ali has learned from everything. She's had a few mistakes in this competition, but that ended very well for her.
A 14.716 will put her in the 2nd place spot for the moment. A lot of gymnastics yet to come, but she has to be pleased. Diana Maria Chelaru from Romania next up.
Of course, the resurgent in the Romanian program, Octavian Belu, Mariana Bitan, the longtime coaches back from a 5-year hiatus. It will be a different team to deal with come a year or so.
She was the bronze medalist at the European Championships this year on this exercise. She's packed a lot of tumbling in that event.
Yeah, she does a full twisting double back late in the routine. That's extremely difficult. It's a hard tumbling exercise. It's a whip back into a triple twist. Definitely showed a lack of control there, but that was really the only one she showed in that floor routine.
You mentioned Octavian Bellew, who is now running the show once again. Well, this will be one of his athletes who will be heading next year into the next World Championships. There's a lot of talent on this Romanian team. He just needs to clean things up a little bit.
Chelaru awaits her result. Mustafina's got the jacket zipped up. She is all but ready to head out as we may have a little controversy about the score, but there it is, a 14.766.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
Raisman is holding on to that third spot as we head to Lauren Mitchell, who finished fourth on the balance beam.
From Australia, Lauren Mitchell.
No Australian woman has ever won a gold medal at the World Championships.
And she won silver last year on floor exercise. It's a nice job for Lauren. Couple of questionable areas in two of the tumbling pass landings.
Could it be?
Well, it was good. It was real good.
She came in qualified in fifth, so obviously wants to do better than that here.
On one of her runs, she had a pretty significant step, but not this one. This was great. It's just like Ali Raisman. Beautifully done. Great position in the air.
This is her signature element. She does this on balance beam. Why not on floor? Very difficult. Completes it all the way around. It's cool.
Dismount, slide back on the landing, but a very strong routine.
Mustafina waits.
Seen her land a little bit better from time to time, but
Mustafina waiting to see if she can hold on to the gold, and Chelaru from Romania hoping to hold on to that silver, but the woman you don't see, Raisman, biting her nails, wondering if she can just stay on the podium at her first World Championship. And there it is. History has been made. 14.833 for Lauren Mitchell. She is a world champion. Wow. Chelaru moves to third for Romania.
That is a huge win.
That's Peggy Liddick, and if she's crying, that means something.
Oh boy, doesn't it?
The head of the Australian program, longtime U.S. coach Shannon Miller.
She's done a great job down under.
The final results, Mitchell in first. Mustafina does indeed get her 5th medal of these World Championships. And for Raisman, a mere .050 out of the medals at her first World Championship. Lauren Mitchell, congratulations. There can only be one first, and you are the first woman from Australia to be a world champion.